Admiral Thexmara would later tell her offspring that she felt the galaxy shift the moment humanity stopped pretending to be ordinary. For 37 years, humans had been model citizens of the Galactic Coalition. They followed protocols, respected territorial boundaries, and contributed to scientific advancement with steady, unremarkable progress. Their military served as peacekeepers and engineers. Their diplomats were reasonable, compromising, almost apologetically polite. The Devourers changed everything. The alien swarm appeared at the edge of Coalition space without warning, a biomechanical plague that consumed entire star systems, converting matter into more of themselves at exponential rates. They had already obliterated the Outer Rim colonies, turning 3 inhabited worlds into writhing masses of metallic flesh that pulsed with malevolent intelligence. Preliminary engagement reports confirm our worst projections, Fleet Commander Vextal announced during the emergency session aboard the Coalition flagship Unity's Promise. The Devourer ships regenerate faster than we can damage them. Conventional weapons are ineffective. They adapt to our tactics within hours. Representatives from 47 species filled the command amphitheater, their various forms of distress creating a cacophony of clicks, hisses, and harmonic resonances. The mathematical projections were clear. At current consumption rates, the Devourers would reach the core worlds within 6 months. Captain Elena Rodriguez sat quietly in the human delegation section, her expression unreadable. She had remained silent through 14 hours of tactical briefings, casualty reports, and increasingly desperate evacuation proposals. The Kethmori suggest establishing a defensive perimeter around the sanctuary systems, continued Vextal. We sacrifice the frontier territories, but preserve the population centers. 40 billion lives, whispered Ambassador Inelthek, his thermal pouches deflating with despair. We're discussing the abandonment of 40 billion souls. That's when Captain Rodriguez stood. No, she said simply. Her voice carried across the amphitheater with quiet authority that somehow commanded attention from every species present. Admiral Thexmara activated her recording systems. Something in the human's tone suggested that whatever came next would be historically significant. Permission to speak freely, Rodriguez continued, not waiting for formal recognition. The Coalition has been operating under incorrect assumptions about human military capacity. Fleet Commander Vextal's optical stalk swiveled toward the human delegation. Captain, this is neither the time nor place for. We've been playing defense, Rodriguez interrupted, a breach of protocol that should have triggered diplomatic incidents. Humanity has spent 4 decades learning your rules, respecting your boundaries, fighting your wars with your methods. She moved to the central holographic display, manipulating tactical readouts with casual familiarity that suggested deep strategic knowledge. The Devourers aren't invading Coalition space. They're invading human space. They're threatening human colonies, human families, human children. Rodriguez's biometric readings spiked beyond normal human parameters, heart rate, neural activity, and stress hormones reaching levels that should have caused system failure. Instead, she appeared to be accessing previously dormant capabilities. Captain Rodriguez, Admiral Thexmara interjected carefully, what are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that humanity stops following Coalition rules of engagement. Rodriguez's expression shifted into something that triggered primordial fear responses across multiple species. We have protocols for total warfare that we've never mentioned in diplomatic briefings. We've been polite. The amphitheater fell silent, except for life support systems cycling atmospheric mixtures. Fleet Command, Rodriguez activated her personal communication array, bypassing Coalition command structures entirely. This is Captain Rodriguez. Authorization code Delta Omega 7. Activate the Terran Defense Directive. What happened next redefined galactic understanding of human military capacity. Within hours, every human civilian transport in Coalition space transformed into combat vessels. Cargo haulers revealed hidden weapon systems. Research stations deployed technologies that violated 17 different arms limitation treaties. Mining colonies activated planetary defense networks that had been disguised as industrial equipment. But the true revelation came when the human fleet engaged the Devourer swarm. Humanity didn't fight like other species. They didn't maintain formation, follow tactical doctrine, or preserve their forces for strategic withdrawal. They fought like the descendants of apex predators who had clawed their way to the top of a Deathworld's food chain. Human ships rammed Devourer vessels, their crews continuing to operate weapons manually even as their vessels were consumed. When ammunition ran out, they used their ships as kinetic weapons. When their ships were destroyed, the crews continued fighting in environmental suits, using improvised explosives and melee combat techniques. The Devourers, evolved to counter conventional military tactics, had no response to enemies who treated their own survival as an acceptable casualty of war. Within 72 hours, the swarm that had consumed 3-star systems was completely eliminated. As Admiral Thexmara filed her official report, she realized that humanity had never been the junior species in the Coalition. They had been the sleeping giants, patiently learning everyone else's weaknesses while concealing their own true nature. The galaxy had mistaken human restraint for human limitation. They would never make that error again.